Hey everybody, Rob here from Making Spirits Bright, and I've got a somewhat new inflatable to review for you today. So many of you will recognize this from the 2021 Scarecrow that came from Walmart. Well, this one is the Scarecrow, but this time it is animated. Now the Scarecrow last year was a awesome buy. I think on the Rob rating, I gave it a 27 out of 30, if I remember correctly. It was only $49. It was a great design. It looked really good. It was a perfect mix of scary, but still yet kid-friendly at the same time. So I'm glad to see this one back, but I'm even more glad to see that this time it is animated. So as we look at the box, you can see, of course, it lights up, arms move up and down. And he is 7.5 feet tall, which is the exact same height as the one from last year. And I'll show you real quick. My box is still stored, but there is the box for the one from last year. And you can see it was $49, and there it is at 7.5 feet. But it was not animated. Everything else is pretty much identical on these two, but last year's was not animated, and it had a YEF 80. We're going to find out if this one has the same fan or if it maybe has a YEF 125. So the price on the new one is $109 if you get it at Yard Inflatables. You can also get it at places like Tractor Supply, Ace Hardware. They are much more expensive. I think they're $169 at Ace, and I think Tractor Supply is similar. You can also get it at Seasons Inflatables, but I think it is $189 there. So my recommendation is right here, yardinflatables.com, $109, no tax for if you live out of Ohio, and free shipping. You can't beat it. Inside the box, you have these two items. You've got your basic inflatable stakes with the tie downs, and then you also have your instruction manual and of course the inflatable. Okay, so it's hard to see it, but right there it says YEF 125. So I'm very pleased that this is a YEF 125. It's got the bendable legs, which are nice. Those are always my favorite. It makes it easier to store in the box, and I think they just work really well. But yeah, definitely glad this is a YEF 125, which really, for the price of $109, you're basically getting animation and an upgraded fan, and the price difference is about, with tax taken into consideration, about $55 more than last year's version. So let's see if that $55 jump is worth it. Okay, so here he is, all inflated. Yeah, and we'll start at the bottom. You've got the terrified looking jack-o'-lantern. And then as you go up, you can see the Scarecrow is hunched and his arms are what is animated. I will say the animation, it looks good, but it's a little wonky too. As you can see, this arm here is not always in sync. Like sometimes it's higher, like it almost wants to do a complete 360. So I believe that is going to need adjusted a little bit. So in a minute, I'll see if I can adjust it. But it definitely enhances the creepiness of this guy in a good way. I really love the animation. I think if I think back to last year's Scarecrow, there wasn't much missing from it except for, animation. I suppose you could have thrown a kaleidoscope in the pumpkin or something, or some type of flame effect. But other than that, it's this is what, if it could have been like this, it would have been darn near close, inflatable of the year. So yeah, I'm gonna put up towards the top if you want to see the video from last year on the regular Scarecrow, just so you can kind of see the difference. But remember, that one got a 27 27 out of 30 on the Rob rating scale. And so I'm gonna go ahead and give this one a Rob rating. We're gonna start with value. Now we're gonna go with Yard Inflatables price because that is where I think you should buy this from if you are interested in buying it. It's $109, free shipping and no tax. What are you getting for that? Of course, you're getting pretty much the same inflatable from last year. That was $49 at Walmart, but you're getting a YEF 125, which does a fantastic job of inflating this guy. He inflates really, really well. But to be honest, the 80 did a nice job last year as well. And then you were getting the animation. Is it worth the extra 55-ish price jump? I guess it just depends on if you like animation in your inflatables. To me, it is worth it. It's very rare for me to buy kind of a duplicate of an inflatable that I have, but I think the animation just takes this guy to a whole nother level. I think it's going to be a big hit in any display. So for value, I'm going to give him a 9 out of 10. I think for 110 bucks, you are still getting one heck of a creepy, great designed inflatable. Now design, last year was an original design. Of course, this year it is a remake, so I have to knock it down a little bit there, but it is still a great design. So we're gonna do 8 out of 10 for that. And then wow factor. Is this going to get the attention of those who are coming to watch you display? I think it does a great job of really drawing your attention in. It is not some 20-foot colossal inflatable, but it does a really nice job. So I'm going to give this a strong 8 out of 10 for wow factor. So that brings this guy to a 25 out of 30 on the Rob rating scale, which is just 2 points lower than last year, but this is still if you don't have this one at all, this is a must buy. I really think if this is a brand new inflatable design to you, 100% grab this one. I think it is a great buy. I'm going to see if I can adjust this arm real quick and then show you where the tie downs are, and then we will get a night view as well. Okay, it's really pretty easy to adjust these. You just unplug it and then you kind of twist the arm piece a little bit, and then it usually comes on in a little bit better angle. Like they're more in unison right now than they were before. You could probably get it to however you want it to be. If you want the left arm and the right arm to be like totally opposite, totally up to you. I think you can kind of play with the animation and what you want it to look like. As far as tie downs, you've got one on each side just below his shirt. I don't know if there is one under the pumpkin. There is not, and there really should be. There really should be one like right about here, but there's not. And I don't see one anywhere else. There's a zipper in the back, you can see back here, and that's really it. So you would stake them, kind of like in a triangle motion there. I don't think you'll have any issues. His hat does have some felt underneath and then fabric, inflatable fabric above it. But yeah, last thing to do is to take a good look at him at night. Okay, so here it is in the dark. It's not totally dark, but you can get a good vibe of what it'll look like. There's a C7 bulb in the pumpkin, and then you've got one here, couple, you got one in the face. I can't see them all, but it looks like you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or so total. So again, I think he's gonna look really good at night. You can see the animation pretty well there. To me, this arm works really well, and even though I've adjusted this one, it's still not perfect. I think that's just probably an issue with the one I have. I'll just have to play with it some more. But yeah, I think overall, if you don't have this one, make sure you pick it up. I really like it. I'm glad I got this one. I think the animated version will be perfect for my display. Again, I really like his face. His face lights up really well. That pumpkin lights up really well. His body lights up really well. Hands, not so much, but I think they'll be okay with the light that's generated from the body. You'll be able to see the hands pretty well. All right, guys, as always, thanks for watching. Make sure you comment, like, subscribe, and I will catch you on the next review. Take care.